Good morning, Stampers. This is Becky Hahn at beckystampinstudio.blogspot.com in Davenport, Iowa. It's Friday, so I'm here to present my Friday Fun Day with Becky. This is episode 6 of my series that I try to do every Friday. And today we're going to look at a side pull-out card. I have done these in the past, and generally what happens is you open it. Let me grab out one of these others I've done. Here's one done with a little penguin. Normally you cut a design in the center of the front, you open it up like this, and then this side pulls out. So hence why it's called a side pull-out card. And all of them I've done in the past, and I tried to do them with all shapes here earlier. This is with the scalloped rectangles and our little penguin guy. And so you open and you pull. This one I put some paper, designer paper there, and then you close. Well, I saw one done by Susan Campfield in Minnesota, and instead of pulling it that direction, she wanted to wrap the ribbon around the bottom, which is hard to do with the other orientation. And so she designed it with a twist where you open it and then pull it to the side. So this is my interpretation of what she did with this one. We'll look at the materials here in a moment, but it's a side pull out with a twist. And the twist is the fact that usually a side pull-out pulls to the side, opens like a regular card, where this one's going to open like this. Okay, so that's where we're going today. To complete this card, first and foremost, you're going to need the Encircled in Beauty dies. And this is part of the Encircled in Friendship bundle. And I have used the You're the Best, Just a Note to Let You Know That Someone Thought of You Today, and the little flower on my card here. And then I used this last week, and this has all kinds of doilies and doily dies. So I used this one, and it still has a doily in it, because I wanted to show you that this die is actually 2 pieces. You have the doily that, if used alone, cuts it out of the center and leaves the doily in place. Or as in last time, we add the outside edge and put that in there, and I haven't punched this all out. You have a full doily. I'm not using the full doily today, but I do want this circle in white to place in the center. And so that's why you have that. We will also be using, I call it the smaller doily die, but there's actually 2 small ones. This is the middle one, or the larger of the 2 little ones, which look like this. Okay, so that's what I am using for my opening cut. So here's what you're going to need. I am again, I will post this in the comments below on my YouTube video. You'll have an actual link to my blog where all the directions, supplies, measurements, and everything are located. So I will be using Soft Succulent. I'm going to show you 2 different versions, but I wanted to show you the one that's the twist, as well as how I did the other. So what this is, when I write my directions, I say a half sheet cut lengthwise. And so you make 2 cards. I now keep a stack of these in my collection. You're going to fold that in half and cut our doily out of the center without the edge. Okay. You're going to need some Ever Eden Designer Series paper. And yay, you can get this now. And this I'm just going to briefly show you because I think I've showed it to you in the last 2 videos now. But this is absolutely gorgeous. It is Soft Succulent evening evergreen white with gold accents. Now this is the gold side. And then this is pretty much the soft succulent side, but there is some evening evergreen scattered in it. So you can get this now. It's Ever Eden DSP While Supplies Last. It's part of the Eden's Garden bundle. Okay, we're going to use a strip of decorative. I love doing this. That's 1 by 4 1/4. That's for this inside strip down here. Basic white. I put the wrong measurement on my blog. I'll need to fix this. It's actually 4 1/4 by 8 and looks like this. And we'll score it at 2 and 4. You'll need a square for the circle. You need this circle out of the center of this, like yay. So if you want to cut the whole doily, you'll need a larger piece. I think that's 3 3/4. If you just kind of want to hit and catch the circle. So why didn't I use the circle dies? The circle dies do not quite fit through the opening, and you need this to fit through the opening. And then the other square, the 2 1/4 inch square, is for your little doily. Okay? And then the dies, as I showed you, are the Encircled in Beauty. For the card that I have completed, this border die down here, and I love this, is from the gingerbread dies. The Encircled in Beauty, I forgot to put the Eden dies. Those have a border that we're going to use. Okay. And then I added some gems. These are from the Holiday Gems, so the Night of Navy color, because my card's Night of Navy. I use a lot of the genial gems with my soft succulent paper. So that's what you need to make the card. Okay, so I'm going to get started here with the soft succulent twist version, and then I'll show you the standard version. Okay, so you do fold this well in half. You open it flat and cut out your doily. And then you're going to need your white layer, which I'm going to score with my Stampin' Up! Trimmer. And you're going to score that at 2 and 4. And I have another option for you also. So you're going to make a Z fold out of this. So you're going to fold it in half on the 4-inch crease and back on the 2-inch piece. And since I'm going to show you how to construct both briefly, I'll take the other one. If you don't like to go to your scoring blade on your trimmer, fold it in half, fold one side back, and that will do your inside piece as well, or what I call the pull-out piece. Now when you do a Z fold, okay, Z fold, we normally open them this way to the left, but this is going to be a little different. Make sure yours will open to the right. Okay, so to construct this, you're going to put some good adhesive all the way around. Oh, now that I have it, it's not going to work. I must have pulled it wrong. Okay. Now remember, I said we've got to remember to pull it this way. So you're going to center that. It ends up with an 1/8 of an inch all the way around, like so. Okay. Then we're going to close that. I want to make sure I'm centered here. And we're going to take the white circle that we used or cut out of that extra doily. And I'm going to use the same words from the Encircled in Friendship just because I really like that. And I figure I can use that for my card ministry from church. So I am stamping that in Soft Succulent while I have the ink pad open. I'll do the You're the Best. In the center. 1, 2, 3. Get the best connection there. Okay, so now I'm going to put adhesive through the opening and just on this part of the fold. Okay, like so. You're going to take your sentiment, put it through the window, and see why it needs to match exactly. Okay, and then you can open it like so. Okay, so then on the inside, after you cut your doily, keep this extra piece because that's going to go on the inside. So I'll put that on through the hole here. And see, it ends up on the inside. And then it should also end up behind the circle. Isn't that cool? And this piece, I think I decided not to pop up because the whole thing needs to lay flat. And so I will put in the center. I don't worry about putting anything in the doily. If I had paid attention, I would have stamped it on the doily straight. And I'm missing, poking out a few things here. Our new dies, which are now probably 2 years old, cut things out so well. There's not a lot of cleanup. Okay, center. All right. There we go. Here's our twist. So here's my piece that I'm going to put here in the bottom. I've had to switch to my snail. And if you put this up high enough, you should have room for a 1 1/4 inch piece. And I did run it the full 4 1/4 inches there. And then with a 1 inch piece, I cut one of the borders from the die. And I'm going to place that down here. So you can either give it a bit of an edge. I think I'm going to put that clear to the bottom. That kind of runs into that. Oh, well, regardless. Okay, so we only need 4 inches. And my snips, oh, here they are. Disappeared. Okay. And I'm just going to put adhesive on the width there. I'm not going to worry about the edges. Hide the white. Okay. So there's the card. Isn't that fun? This feels like, oh, I know. It's got a little bit of that border caught in the crease. So we'll do that. We'll do this. In this stamp set, there is a nice little flower. I think they're all irises. So I'm going to ink that up and just add that here. 1, 2, 3. Beautiful. And as I said, I like to use my Genial Gems. It's a combination, I think, of Soft Succulent and a yellow, maybe so saffron. And I like to use, and they've got a little bit of glitter. So I'm going to put one here. Sorry if my head's in the way. Big one. And a little one. And a little one. And that's finished. Oh, not quite. Part of the reason that Susan designed this way is she wanted to wrap the ribbon around and tie it in a bow. I'm not going to, well, yes, I guess I did decide. Which color did I decide I was going to do? I didn't. Wish I was live. I'd ask you girls which I should use. Let's go with the soft succulent. Use this one up. I have another spool here. So you wrap it around. I have to cut that just so I know how much I'm working with here. Okay. So necessity is the invention of many things, and so hence why, let's see, I still need a little bit more. Oh, come on, twist. There it goes. Okay, tying bows on camera is not fun. And then you can fuss with it a bit, and I put a glue dot under here. So there is your side pull-out card with a twist, and the twist being it opens from the top. And you could add a little color here. You could add some jewels out here, whatever you'd like to do. So this is the one with Eden's Garden, the sentiments from Encircled in Friendship. Okay, so I wanted to show you how to actually put one of these together. And today I'm using a strip from the Expressions in Ink. But the other thing I wanted to try is to run this through an embossing folder. I don't like smooth cardstock. And so I ran this through the Textiles 3D embossing folder, and then cut my center. And I think it worked. You could try it both ways. So let's just put this together from the side pull version. So remember, I folded this in half and folded it back. Oh, Becky's not using her 5 swipe rule. I apologize. Okay, once again, we put it in the center, like so. We close the door. I've already stamped this. A review, as my mother always says, is a new view. So this circle goes in the opening. This is Pear Pizzazz. Pull that out of there. This is, and it's textured. I don't see a problem with that. So we're going to stick that in there. And I have some little things in this one too. So let me poke those out real quick with my pokey tool. All, whatever you want to call it, ice pick. Oh, and I didn't get it centered in my doily either. Okay. So this is going together. And I cut my borders from the gingerbread dies. And I love cutting stuff out of the same. Can you see the gold in it? So it's not just straight cardstock, although that's a possibility. I have so many scraps. So let's see. This is 4 inches as well. Where's my favorite ruler? Oh, perfect. I already did that. You can use your snail. You can use your dauber, whatever you like with these detailed. Oh, that's pretty. Okay. Again, just for repetition's sake, shame on me, I forgot my cleanup pad. One, two. Hey, once I've got a card figure out, why reinvent the wheel? Might as well do numerous. Okay, we're getting there. I'm going to be naughty today. One of my favorite gems from years past was our peacock I love the colors that are in it. And there is, and I don't even remember what color this was. One of the lime, luscious lime, lucky lime, I don't know. You could, I would say you could take a blend and color these, but we do not have a Pear Pizzazz blend. I love these. I have a stash. So my apologies. You use what you have. And then I am going to use the gold ribbon. It's wanting to bounce here. Get everything creased well when you put it in. Oh, don't want that either though. Okay. We're going to tie a bow. I meant to do this ahead of time so you didn't have to watch me. I love this ribbon. It's been on back order. I think it's due to come in pretty soon. Okay. Because I love the gold veining in this paper. And I brought it out just so that you would see that, don't forget, we've been working with holiday things, that we still have some gorgeous papers in the annual catalog that are still really good. I would ask you, if you don't have a demonstrator and you like any of the supplies that I'm using today, if you'd like to place an order on my website, the November host code, because we've switched from October to November, is listed there. And see, with this type of fold, if you're going to add a bow, you're going to have to not wrap it around. So here is how you make a traditional side pull card using the Encircled and Beauty dies. This one uses the symmetry paper. I really do like the contrast of the navy and the white. That's really, really nice. And then the one we did today, I don't like that bouncing bow. Let's get it tamed. And maybe the tail's just a little bit too, it won't fit in the envelope if you have too much of a tail. Always something to consider. Okay, so those are my 3 cards with a twist. But I like to show you what else I've done in the past. So let me remove these and show you again my little penguin from Penguin Place. The paper was from Celebration. And I love the red and black together. And he pulls to the side. And I put some DSP right there. Okay. So there's one version. Now some of these are going to be older. So my apologies. I learned how to do this last year. So this was our little gnome. We had oval dies at the time. So I cut in ovals. So be looking at what you have in your collection. And it's all the same. It's a scallop opening, and you put the scallop back in. And with this one, you put the paper, designer paper, just put adhesive around the side. When the center piece comes out, discard the designer paper, and you'll have the backing, in this case, the Pacific Point. And he pulls to the side. And again, I have a piece of the designer paper. This time it coordinates with the front, on the front. This was an elegant one I did. This is some paper. Oh, my mind is drawing a blank. Stamped and colored the flower. I love to shade. Added a little. So the center was cut out from, oh, I have a gem right here. Rococo Rose. And so this one, I put the extra paper right here instead of on the next piece, and I put a strip all the way across. Okay. This one you could still do. Cut out of our rainbow glitter paper. Again, this uses the same paper. This is Bermuda Bay. Again, I used the different pattern from that paper, which is discontinued. Retired, and it goes like this. See, so those are my takes on a side pull-out card. I did do a square with a snowflake in last year's paper, but I couldn't find it. I found it and I've lost it again. So a side pull-out card with a twist. I hope you'll give it a try. And if you don't have a demonstrator, I hope you'll check into my website, which I will leave on the comments along with the directions. I hope you enjoyed today's Friday Fun Day, and we'll check back next week with a new episode of probably a fun fold, because that's what I like the best. So thanks for tuning in. Have a great weekend. We'll see you soon. Bye.